Hello, beautiful humans. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Jessie, and I'm here today to share how I got here. How did I get my diagnosis? Hearing breast cancer can be very overwhelming, and it was a process to get the information that I needed to then be able to move forward of what potentially was going on with me. So I have created this space to have those conversations, to create a environment where people can comfortably come to talk without judgment, hopefully hearing my perspective and hearing elements of my journey will be helpful to some people going through something similarly. With that in mind, I would like to say that I am not a doctor, I'm not a physical therapist, I'm not a dietitian or a nutritionist. So the things that I talk about are simply me sharing parts of my journey, what I'm going through. But I highly recommend that if you do have questions, to always talk to a professional, talk to your doctor or doctors about them. And what I'm sharing is simply what pertains to my specific situation and the things that I have experienced. So let's start from the very beginning. How the fuck did I get here? I am now 39 years old and I was diagnosed with breast cancer a handful of months ago, and things have been moving, which is positive, have been moving very quickly and did move very quickly. How did this start? On September 3rd of 2024, my boyfriend Dylan and I were on our way to go see the Deadpool vs. Wolverine movie. I'm a huge nerd. I was super stoked to finally see this movie, and we had the opportunity to go. I was like, fuck yeah. Let's have a good day and go see this movie. Of course, I have a bladder that is the size of a peanut, and I drink so much water, I constantly have to pee. So we stopped at a Quick Trip, which is a gas station here in Arizona, just to go to the bathroom and get some snacks. As I was washing my hands at Quick Trip, I look in the mirror and I see a lump close to my nipple, and I think, what the fuck is that? That's not my nipple. I was wearing a pink bodysuit, oddly enough. Of course it was pink. And I didn't have a bra on, and I could see a bump through the jumpsuit. So I feel it, and I look inside my bodysuit, and I'm like, oh my God, I just discovered a lump on my breast, and you can literally see it through the bodysuit I have on. What the hell? So I leave the bathroom to go find Dylan. I'm sure I'm wider than I naturally am. I had to look like a complete ghost. I walk up to him and I'm like, babe, I'm trying not to panic right now, but I just found a lump on my breast and I need you to feel this and look at this with me so we can figure out what we're going to do. We go into the car and we look at it together, and there's no sugarcoating it. There's a lump on my breast, and I instantly think I need answers. I'm not here to fuck around with this. My grandma, who's the sweetest lady in the world, she had breast cancer when she was younger and had a double mastectomy. She's still rocking it and kicking ass today at 88 years old. And knowing that breast cancer runs in my family, I knew that this is not something I was just going to hope would go away. We drove towards the movie theater, just kind of talking out loud our thoughts and figuring out what we felt like the right thing to do should be. Should we still go to the movie? Because what is a couple of hours really going to do? What are our options? It's a Saturday, so we don't have a whole lot of places that we can go to right this second. Dylan parks in the parking lot, kind of back in the back of it, and I decide, you know what? I can feel in my gut that I can't just brush this aside. I can't even do that for a few hours. I'm going to call the telemed service offered through our work, and I'm going to explain what's going on and see what can be done. So I did just that. I called the telemed service, talked to a doctor. That program itself that we have is tremendous. You wait a few minutes in an online kind of waiting room area, and then a doctor pops on and you can talk to him virtually. And I explained everything. And of course, the doctor agreed. We need to get answers. Let's start that process with imaging. I completely agreed. Referred me to a place where I thought that I could walk into and get imaged that day. That amazing. She put in a rush form for me to get a diagnostic mammogram and ultrasound, and I was hoping to go ahead and do that right that day. When we ended up going into the imaging place, I'm going to leave names out of it because I'm not trying to, spark up any controversy or, or arguments or anything like that, or put a negative light on anybody involved. But when we walked in, the expectations that had been set up with me from the telemed service were apparently inaccurate. They don't do walk-in mammograms and ultrasounds on Saturdays. They don't have anyone staffed there for that. I double checked to see if there were any other locations that maybe do offer that on a Saturday. Unfortunately, they did not. I looked into another imaging place and they were booked out even further for me to be able to get in. So at that time, I ended up needing to wait a week to be able to go back into that location and receive the diagnostic mammogram and ultrasound imaging. A week may not seem like much, but it felt like a lot for me because I, of course, wanted answers. But at the same time, I realized having that date at the same time is helpful because I know I can't just stress about this all day long and have it impact my life. I'll wait a week and we'll go from there. After I got the imaging complete, it was interesting because cancer was never even mentioned. They started talking about an abscess and how they think that the lump that I have near my nipple is an abscess. But what threw me is then they started asking me all of the questions that were symptoms related to having an abscess. Fevers, chills. Is it sore when you touch it? Have you noticed any redness or swelling in that area? Any nipple drainage? And everything they asked me was no, 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 no. But they still led with, well, we still think it's an abscess. I asked them, so you don't think this is cancer? I just bluntly asked them, so you think based on the imaging that there's no way that this could be cancer? They said, no, we do not think it's cancer. This is why we think it's an abscess. We're going to put you on antibiotics for 10 days and hopefully it clears up. You can put a warm compress on the area to help with like the drainage of it. And hopefully this clears up and takes care of itself and you're good to go. I was a little unsettled by that, especially since I didn't have any symptoms that said it could be an abscess, but okay, sure. Let's see what happens. Shockingly enough, the abscess was still there after taking the antibiotics. There was no change. It was still really hard. I could still feel it. It didn't feel like it had changed in size, anything. So I proactively already scheduled an appointment with an OB office. Now that itself was a little bit of a process because I had changed insurance companies and I needed to find a new OB. I tried going back to a location that I had gone to a handful of years ago because they were amazing. But again, insurance, they ended up not accepting the insurance that I was on for a while, and I was unable to go to them. But they were truly wonderful. The doctor that I was with at their location helped me and was incredible when I had a miscarriage and performed a DNC procedure on me and was just truly amazing. I was hoping to get back into their company, but unfortunately, they either weren't scheduling new patients at all, or there was one doctor that I could see, but she was booked out until it was like 4 months. I'm like, I can't wait that long. So thankfully, I called back and explained to them, look, I loved going to your establishment. You all were wonderful. do you by chance have any options for me so I can get information quickly about this lump that I found in my breast? Here's what's going on. They ended up referring me to a doctor, and it was a blessing. I scheduled with their office. Their office was incredible. I was seen very quickly, and I went in still in September at this point, and I met with one of the staff members, and she's feeling around the lump and agreed with me. I don't think this is an abscess. You took the antibiotics, nothing changed. You don't have any of the symptoms. I agree with you, questioning their thoughts that it was an abscess, because we aren't necessarily thinking that that's what it could be. It could be something like a cyst. You had a hematoma from your initial breast augmentation, so maybe there's something going on related to the hematoma, and maybe that wasn't fully cleaned out of you. They still didn't necessarily think it was cancer, but they sent me to a breast surgeon to get even more information. So here we go. Round 3, Doctor 3, let's fucking do this. Hopefully I can start to get some actual information. The breast surgeon that I met with is one of the most amazing doctors I've ever encountered. These referrals that I have already gotten so far have given me such confidence. She's still my breast surgeon. She's amazing. We went through all of my imaging together in detail, had very in-depth and thorough conversations, which I very much appreciate. I love these details. I understand how to have these conversations, and it meant a lot to me. And the gist of it came to, we need to get you biopsied. We can talk about the what ifs all day long, but a biopsy is going to tell us exactly what it is. Thank you. Yes, let's do exactly that. I had my biopsy performed on October 25th. My breast surgeon led with the expectations of, I want to get you results as quickly as possible. Rather than you coming into the office, are you comfortable if I call you as soon as we get the results? Yes, absolutely. I don't want to wait a few days after results just to come in and physically have that conversation with you in person. I understand some people might absolutely want to do this in person. For me personally, I was ready to get the information as quickly as possible. So we set those expectations so that it would likely be a phone call. Biopsy was on the 25th. On the 29th, I'm getting a call right around 9 o'clock at night, and my boyfriend and I were in bed settling down for the evening, and I see my doctor's name pop up on my phone. I'm like, oh shit, my doctor's calling. So I answer, and I'm just ready to have the conversation. Okay, what is going on? Tell me what they found. And I'll say I must have maybe gone into shock without realizing it. I just remember spacing out briefly, coming to, she's still talking, and I hear the word cancer, and I interrupt her. I didn't even mean to be rude, but I interrupted her and I go, wait, so it is cancer? And it was. After 3 people telling me we don't think it's cancer, it ends up being cancer. And my mind just went blank. Maybe it was a combination of going blank and having a million things rush through my head. I vaguely remember the rest of our conversation after that. I remember telling myself instantly, well, then let's fucking do this. We're going to figure out what that means, and we're going to fucking take care of this. I got off the phone with my doctor. I went back into the bedroom where Dylan was, and he's just looking at me. I sit next to him in bed, and I go, babe, it is cancer. and I lost it. I lost it. I broke down. I couldn't stop crying. I'm shaking. I'm sure that this is a very normal response. I don't get big emotions like that very often, but I absolutely knew in that moment I needed to let all of those feelings flush out of me so that way I could reset and be ready to fucking kick some ass. I instantly think of my two kiddos, my amazing kids, Talia and Tiberius, who literally need me. And there's no fucking way I'm not going to be there for them. We're going to kick some ass. I'm going to do whatever is needed. I'm ready to make decisions. I have a logical and clear mind. At the same time, I'm a very driven and positive individual. And in that moment, even though I didn't necessarily know how, like, I didn't know the details of what my journey was going to look like after hearing this diagnosis. But I know damn well, and I knew damn well that my only outcome was going to be to kick some serious ass and get back to my happy, healthy, and active lifestyle. So I'm going to end with that for now. That is how I obtained my diagnosis. 3 doctors, lots of speculation, but I got answers within a month and a half, and I was going to continue to advocate for myself until I got a definite answer on what the lump was in my body. And I did just that. And I knew from there I was ready to hit this head on and do whatever's needed. I'll end this video by saying, advocate for yourself. Doctors likely have the best of intentions for you. At least I hope that you feel that they do. If they don't, see another doctor. Get another opinion. Ask the questions. Advocate for yourself. And don't stop until you have the confidence in finding someone who's going to work with you and truly have your best interest. To anyone going through a similar journey, or if you know someone going through a similar journey, I'm here. I'd love to chat. I'm here for positive support. I'm here for strength. I'll end this video by sending out love to all. I will see you next time.